Hello everyone, it is Kaz Witness, aka Kaz Weirdness, and I'm going to do a quick video on how to create and compile a picture book dummy for submission to publishers and agents. Now this is a project that I already have under contract with Simon Schuster. This is Swim Gym, and Swim Gym will be coming out in summer of 2022, so please look for that. But we're to the phase in this project that the manuscript is approved, and now I'm creating a rough dummy to send back to them, to the art director and to the editor, so they can see how the text works on each page and to give me notes so we can move forward with the illustrations. Now I have used InDesign before, but Photoshop, I'm more comfortable in Photoshop. It's less bells and whistles, which for me just simplifies the process. So if you'll see over here in the layers, what I did, and I'll turn off some of these layers so you can see what's going on here. Now I grouped each of the spreads into a file so it would be pretty easy to work my way through each of these spreads. So I'm just gonna, now these are quite rough because I know we're going to change a lot of things, so mostly what they needed to see was what happens on each page. If you are creating a dummy book to send out for submission, this level of detail, about coloring book level, is great. You can do a little cleaner than what I did. They already know that I'm going to be able to produce good illustrations, but you probably want to take it just one step further than this and also provide 2, maybe 3 at the most finished illustrations. So that could be like a cover illustration and a spread and a spot. Mostly you want to select scenes that are important, like tentpole moments in your story, to do full color. So I don't have any full color in this because, again, I am working with a publisher and I will end up doing full color on all of these. I just needed to send them something so we can move in the right direction with our illustrations. So page 2, 3, if I drop down into this folder, you will see that I have all the art on one layer, and then I have the text on separate layers. And what that did for me, I put an outline on it so I didn't have to worry about it. If I get rid of that, see how crack disappears. Now someone at the publisher is going to be doing the type design for me, unless I work with them to do like hand lettering or something like that. So I'm not too worried about the text as long as it is clear and legible and kind of indicates where it's going to go on the page. So I did that for every single spread. You'll see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 40. This last page is a full page spread that has no words on it. And then our last page, I left myself a gutter here at the top, so I am always keeping an eye on where that middle is, so I'm not putting anything important in the gutter space. So once I had all this artwork completed and the text placed where I felt good about it, then what I did is, so say I had page 36, 37 up, just like this. Then it's a Photoshop file right now, but if I go File, Save As, and this is 36, 37, so I'm going to change it to a JPEG, and I'm going to call it page 36, 37. Now I already have this in this file folder, so I'm not going to copy over it since it's already there, but I just want to make sure that the page number is correct, and I'm saving it as a JPEG. So that'll flatten this whole file down. I hit save, and then it's going to put this in here as a JPEG, but it is not going to override my Photoshop file. So I will still have everything here just as I had it before, and then I can do that again, for whatever the next pages I want to save. So 30, 34, 35, I'd go File, Save As, JPEG 34, 35. When I'm done doing all of that, let me close this out. I don't need to save this. Then I'm going to go over into Adobe Acrobat. So I have Adobe Acrobat up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine files. So I want to go Add Files, and it's going to bring up my whole computer here, so I'm just going to find where I hid that for myself. All right, so I'm going to go to the desktop, and then I'm going to find the file that I saved all those images. I called it Rough Dummy Images, today's date. And then I'm just going to select all of them. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 40. I also included a character color PDF, so I'm going to include that. I'm just hitting Shift to select all of those top to bottom. I'm going to hit Open, and then it's going to load them all into this space. And because I saved these JPEGs all from the same Photoshop file, I know that they're all the same size. I don't have to worry about, you know, my PDF compiling and they're all going to be weird different sizes. Then I have to mess with that. So once I know that these are all in the right order, and they should be because I numbered them, I'm going to hit Combine. So right now it is combining my files together, and you'll see it just doing check marks as it's getting them all put together. It's kind of fun to watch it happen. It's becoming a book. Look, it's publishing. And as soon as we get them all done, it's going to pull them up and it's going to call it a binder. Now, if you'll notice as I go down here, so here's page 1. And I did number pages, but I didn't number all of them because I kind of got tired. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way down here. Now I have a full PDF. And then I'm just going to save it. File, Save As. I'm going to save it in the same file. Now, reducing file size is a good idea. What that does is when you submit anything through email, as long as it's not, you know, for your final prints, which you would do through a Dropbox or some other FTP anyways, you want to reduce the file size. So it's going to attach as a file that is less than 50 megabytes. You don't want anything larger than 50 megabytes. It just logs down the system, and a lot of email providers will not send files that are larger than that anyway. So I'm going to choose this one, and I am going to name it. So normally you want to call it what it is, Swim, and Swim Gym, and this is a dummy sample for you guys, and always include your name, or at least your last name, and I always like to put the date in here too, just so I know what version it is, because you go through so many different versions. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. That was quick. Close out of here, and then I'm going to find this sample for you so I can show you. Here it is. Open this up. So I can attach this file and send it to the publisher, and they can just, you know, go through it like this. Because it's a PDF, they're going to be able to open it up in their Acrobat system and give me notes on each of these pages. And then as I move to final artwork, I'm just going to go back into Photoshop and move things around, change things, and start going to final full-size illustrations in Photoshop. But that is the way you would do a dummy, and I think that's all you need to know. And hope that is helpful. Have fun creating a dummy book.